Good morning, Jonica. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful in yourself.
Very good. Thank you so much for asking. It's been a pleasure speaking with you thus far this morning, and we chatted a little bit about your 11 years of professional experience. It looks like you have worked in the pest control sector, insurance, a little medical. You worked with unemployment agency. I assume that was during COVID.
Yes, ma'am.
You have, of course, customer service, you have accounting experience, collections, claim insurance. So you have a very good wide array of skill set.
Yes.
So, and I understand you are seeking, well, I'll let you talk a little bit about what you're seeking. Ideally, what type of job are you looking for?
Well, my current background is more in customer service due to restrictions as far as working remote for some of the jobs. But my passion is to get back into the AR/AP accounting. Part of it again. I'm open to customer service, but I'm also wanting to get my experience back with my accounts receivable at this current time.
Okay, great. And I see that you have about 5 years experience with that. You've done APAR collections and you processed that in QuickBooks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. So why don't you tell me a little bit about, we were talking about it before, at one of your previous positions that you were chosen to start AR collections in-house. Tell me a little bit about what happened there.
With Truly Nolan, I began out with them as a scanner back in 2015. Once my assignment was completed with it was a staffing agency called ManCan, they wanted to take me on permanently to open up a Eastern hub for Central Florida. Offices. So what we did in the office, once we set up everything, we would reach out to a certain branch customers to inquire about past due payments on the account. Sometimes we would just do quality control call just to make sure everything was okay with the service. I also had the pleasure of creating a collections letter and getting it approved by the CEO to send out to customers in regards to payments. Also in that position, I also had the pleasure with working with um, it's a hospital called Presbyterian. It's in Arizona. It's in quite a few places. So I was over their business to business account with them, where had to prepare their documents as far as their invoices, send them to the accounting department. Uh, Accounts payable department to be reviewed and to be approved for payment. With that, we could bring anywhere in from 60 to 200,000 with those invoices that I prepared for them. I also cross-trained in production with the system called AS400, which we would input the driver's information as far as the distance they went, the lunch breaks that they took for that day.
Okay, great. And then when you were working in accounts receivable, what strategies did you use to reduce the number of delinquent accounts?
Well, the branches would send us pretty much a list of clients that they would like us to reach out to. We pretty much stayed on top of it by reaching out to them via mail, which we would send the approved collection
Mhm.
letter, or we would do daily calls. Usually after a while, once you got familiar with them, they would know who you are. They would either send the payment in or they would call back in to make the payment. So that was kind of easy for me.
Mhm.
So it kept our debt collection ratio down.
So that's great that many were paying, but how did you handle like a difficult customer if they didn't pay on time?
Some of them we just wouldn't continue service. Eventually, when they started seeing critters or their yard wasn't looking to par, then they would give us a call. If they had outstanding balance, we would work with them as far as for them to pay a portion of that balance, and then we would continue service with them.
Okay, great. Now let's talk a little bit about your AP experience. So where did you work with accounts payable?
Accounts payable, I had the pleasure of working account or cross training in accounts payable with Foundry.
Mhm.
Foundry was with Remedy Staffing Service, and I was with them for about 6 months. With the AP part, I got a chance to shadow. There was about three of my coworkers that work in accounts payable. So the beginning of the month was a crucial time for them, the beginning and the end of the month to get out payments. So what I would do is to help them verify and confirm the correct amount for the payments for that vendor. Once the checks were printed, I would double check the checks, make sure that the same amount of check count that was supposed to go out and no other checks went out to that vendor that did not belong to them. At that point, we would create the UPS, FedEx folders for them to be sent out. Sometimes we had to do tracking. It depends on how many checks were going out that time, and follow up to make sure that the package of checks did get sent to the right vendor.
Okay, great. All righty. Well, thank you for sharing some of your job duties in your own words. I do appreciate that. But don't hang up. We've got a couple more things to chat about, but I'm going to end this portion of the interview. I'll be right
Yes,
back.
ma'am.
Thank you.
You.